Hello, I just want to make a video about the Sandy Hook shooting and the weirdness of some people involved in it. I'm sorry if I get anything wrong. I'm not an expert at any of this. Um, I agree that some people are definitely behaving strangely, but what if they too are PSYOP victims? You know, the Colorado shooting guy is now thought to be a MKULTRA victim. Well, he reached his 20s, and people still think that he's a victim, not so much a guilty adult necessarily. I think he could be mind controlled. Um, in the same way, some of these other people aren't much older. MKULTRA has been going on for 50 years or more, hasn't it? They're not 50 years old. They could have been controlled. You can see photographs of x-rays of you can see x-rays of people's heads with implants deep inside their brains. I'm not talking about bullets. There's no hole for the bullet to have entered the brain with. You can't even see anywhere in the brain in the skull that looks damaged as an entry point. They must have done it maybe when someone was, I don't know how they did it, but somehow there's an implant an inch long or more in their brains, deep inside their brains. And I'd say let's x-ray these people's heads. They don't even necessarily have to know they're victims. They could protest, as far as they're concerned, honestly. Who knows what they could be made to think, that they're completely normal, that there's not going to be an implant in their heads, but who knows what the truth is. The government may well be involved in it. So who's going to do this? Is anyone going to be able to persuade them to go along and have an x-ray done? In England, it's illegal to have x-rays anymore, to even own an x-ray machine, unless you've got a license for it, because it's said that x-rays are dangerous. So to save people's health, you can't even own an x-ray machine in case you overdose yourself or someone. You can get this kind of thing done cheaply in India, where they probably don't give a damn if they give you cancer, as long as you sign some disclaimer form first. So why not just go somewhere? We should set up a laboratory somewhere. You can buy cheap secondhand equipment, like this. Certainly you could in India. You should set up somewhere on some nearest convenient place and buy a load of cheap machinery and try and persuade people to be tested for what good it might do to them and the rest of humanity. You could have an EEG machine, electroencephalogram. You could have an X-ray machine, a polygraph machine, deprogrammers, hypnotists, and so forth, and start our own little thing, even consisting of just volunteers, being very careful who we employ, so you don't end up having someone from MKULTRA by accident. I'm just, it just has occurred to me. It did occur to me days ago, but you know how things can sink in slowly. It did occur to me that yes, these people are acting weird, but maybe, like this Colorado shooting guy, they're not to blame. What if that were true? It'd be pretty awful for them, and they might not even ever know it. They might just think people are calling them weird or something. Very much a shame that would be. So, I say let's try and persuade them to have at least just one x-ray of their brain to see if there's an implant. There might be. And so on, or not necessarily blame them anyway, because we don't actually know if they're guilty of anything, or if they're actors trying to get our guns taken away from us, or if they're themselves, without even knowing it, MKULTRA mind control victims. Thanks. Bye.